Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Hello guys, we are from group 2. I am Siti Hadijah and my friend Anissa Patmasari, Fajaria Nur Rahmah, Filahul Akmal, Muhammad Riyandi, and Nur Yulia Latifah. We are going presentation about testing and assessing language element and listening.
Okay, I will explain about the definition of testing and assessing listening. A test is a method of measuring a person's ability or knowledge in given domain with an emphasis on the concept of method and measuring. Tests are instruments that are usually carefully designed and that have identifiable scoring rubrics. Tests are prepared administrative procedure that occupy identifiable times period in a curriculum when learners master all their faculty to over peak performance, knowing that their response are being measured and evaluated. Jadi tes itu merupakan metode untuk mengukur kemampuan atau pengetahuan seseorang terhadap sesuatu dengan penekanan pada konsep metode. Tes adalah instrumen yang biasanya dirancang dengan hati-hati dan memiliki rubrik penilaian yang dapat diidentifikasi. Tes disiapkan secara administratif, prosedur yang menempati periode waktu yang dapat diidentifikasi dalam kurikulum. Lalu dengan mengetahui hal itu, tanggapan mereka bisa diukur dan dievaluasi. And then assessing listening is a process of assessment conducted by a teacher to the student on the ability of the student listening. Jadi assessing listening itu adalah proses penilaian yang dilakukan oleh seorang guru kepada siswa tentang kemampuan siswa dalam menyimak. Okay, next I will explain about the importance of listening. Listening play an important role in communication in people's daily lives. It is the medium through which people gain a large proportion of their education, their information, their understanding of the world and human affairs, their ideal sense of values. And also listening has an important role not only in daily life but also in classroom settings. Jadi listening itu punya peran yang besar dalam komunikasi kehidupan sehari-hari. Nah, itu adalah sebuah media yang membantu orang-orang memperoleh sebagian besar dari pendidikan mereka, informasi dan juga pemahaman tentang dunia dan urusan mereka, cita-cita mereka. Nah, listening juga punya peran penting tidak hanya dalam kehidupan tapi juga dalam kelas, kegiatan yang ada di kelas. Nah, Ross 1994 explain the importance of listening in language classroom as follow. First, listening is vital in the language classroom because it provides input for the learner. Without understanding input at the right level, any learning simply cannot begin. Spoken language provide a means of interaction for the learner because learner must interact to achieve understanding. Access to speaker of the language is essential. Moreover, learner failure to understand the language they hear is an impetus, not an obstacle to interaction and learning. The third, authentic spoken language present a challenge for the learner to understand language as native speaker actually use it. Fourth, listening exercise provide teacher with a means for drawing learners' attention to know from vocabulary, grammars, new interaction patterns in the language. Jadi Ross pada tahun 1994 menjelaskan pentingnya listening dalam kelas bahasa sebagai berikut, yaitu listening sangat penting di kelas bahasa karena itu menyediakan masukan untuk pelajar. Tanpa memahami masukan di tingkat yang tepat, pembelajaran apapun tidak bisa dimulai. Lalu bahasa lisan itu menyediakan sarana interaksi bagi pelajar karena peserta didik harus berinteraksi untuk mencapai pemahaman. Akses ke penutur bahasa itu penting. Terlebih lagi, kegagalan peserta didik memahami bahasa yang mereka dengar adalah pendorong, bukan hambatan untuk interaksi dan pembelajaran. Bahasa lisan otentik menghadirkan tantangan bagi pelajar untuk memahami bahasa sebagaimana penutur asli menggunakannya. Yang keempat, latihan mendengarkan memberikan guru sarana untuk menggambar perhatian pelajar pada bentuk-bentuk baru seperti kosakata, tata bahasa, atau pola interaksi dalam bahasa tersebut. And then listening skill are also important for learning purpose since through listening student receive information and gain insight. Jadi keterampilan listening juga penting untuk tujuan pembelajaran karena melalui mendengarkan siswa menerima informasi dan mendapatkan wawasan. Sekian, terima kasih.
Okay, I will continue the explanation about the principle behind teaching listening. So there are 6 principles behind teaching listening, and the first principle is we need to be sure that the tape recorder is just as important as the tape. So however good our tape, it will be useful if the tape recorder has a poor speaker, or if the motor speed keep changing and the tape goes faster or slower. So we need to be sure that the tape recorder can be heard all around the classroom. Jadi dalam tipe yang pertama ini kita harus memastikan dulu bahwa audio listening bagus atau tidak, maksudnya di sini itu lambat atau tidak, kecepatan atau tidak saat memutar audio tersebut. Dan di sini guru harus memastikan bahwa audio dapat terdengar di seluruh kelas. Jadi siswanya dapat mendengarkan secara keseluruhan dari audio tersebut. And the second principle there is preparation is vital. So teacher and student need to be prepared for listening. So teacher need to listen to the tape all the way to before they take it into the class. That's why they will be prepared for any problem, noises, accent or etc. that come up. So student need to be made ready to listen. Jadi dalam prinsip ini yaitu preparation is vital atau persiapan itu sangat penting. So sebelum dimulainya kelas, guru harus mendengarkan rekaman atau recorder atau audio terlebih dahulu sebelum guru memulai dan membawanya ke dalam kelas. Dengan begitu mereka akan siap menghadapi apapun masalahnya dalam kelas yang akan muncul. And the third principle there is once will not be enough. So there are almost no occasion when the teacher will play tape only one student will want hear it again to pick out the thing they missed the first time. So the first listening is often used to give a student an idea of the listening material so that the subsequent listening is easier for student. And one student have listened a tape 2 or 3 times. However, they will probably not want to hear it too many times more. Jadi dalam prinsip ini dalam mendengarkan audio, siswa tidak akan cukup jika hanya mendengarkan sekali audio saja. Jadi ketika mendengarkan saat pertama kalinya, momen tersebut digunakan untuk guru untuk memberikan gambaran kepada siswa tentang materi listening atau listening materialnya, sehingga dalam menyimak audio selanjutnya mereka akan lebih mudah untuk menangkap poin dari audio tersebut. Dan ketika mereka telah mendengarkan audio yang kedua atau ketiga kalinya, maka mereka tidak akan terlalu banyak lagi menekannya lagi because they have get the point, karena mereka sudah mendapatkan poin dari audio tersebut. And the fourth principle there is students should be encouraged to respond to the content of listening, not just to the language. So as with reading, the most important part of listening practice is to drown out the meaning, what is instead, what impression it make on the student. Jadi dalam prinsip ini, siswa harus didorong untuk dapat merespon konteks dari listening, dari audio listening tersebut, bukan hanya mengerti bahasanya saja. Seperti halnya membaca, bagian atau hal penting dari latihan listening ini adalah siswa dapat menarik makna dari konteks atau dari audio, apa maksudnya, dan kemudian kesan apa yang akan timbul pada mereka. And the fifth principle, there is different listening stage demand different listening tests. So because there are different things the teacher want to do with a listening text, we need to set different tests for different listening stage. Jadi dalam prinsip ini, tahap mendengarkan yang berbeda menuntut tugas mendengarkan yang berbeda juga. Jadi dalam listening pasti akan ada tahap atau tingkatan yang berbeda, mulai dari yang mudah hingga yang sulit. Oleh karena itu, setiap tahap atau tingkatan akan menuntut tugas yang berbeda pula. And the last principle, there is good teacher exploit listening text to the full. So if teacher asks student to invest time and emotional energy in a listening test, and if they themselves have spent time choosing and preparing the listening, then it makes sense to use the tab for as many different application as possible. Jadi good teacher akan memanfaatkan text listening secara maksimal. Jadi jika guru meminta kepada siswa untuk memanfaatkan waktu dalam tugas listening, dan jika mereka sendiri telah menghabiskan waktu untuk mempersiapkannya, hal tersebut masuk akal jika mereka menghabiskan waktu dalam mendengarkan rekaman sebanyak mungkin, karena dalam pengaplikasian siswa itu berbeda-beda.
Okay, I will continue the explanation from my friend, and the next material is the basic types of listening. So, in listening, there are four types, namely intensive listening, responsive listening, selective listening, and extensive listening. And the first one is intensive listening. Intensive listening is listening for perception of the component like phonemes, word, intonation, and etc. Jika kalian ingat waktu kita presentasi mata kuliah ESP, English for Specific Purpose, yang khusus untuk listening, nah di sana kan ada dua pendekatan listening, yaitu bottom up sama top down. Nah, jadi si intensive listening ini merupakan penerapan dari bottom up listening. Yang mana bottom up listening ini listening itu lebih berfokus kepada huruf atau suara. Misalnya lebih fokus kepada intonasi, fonem, morphological, sama stress pattern-nya. Jadi soalnya pun yang berhubungan dengan itu. Misalnya kita seperti membandingkan grass sama glass, misalnya kita membandingkan miss sama miss, terus seperti membandingkan stress pattern like I can go and I can go. Seperti itu contoh-contoh bentuk-bentuk apa yang disuruh biasanya dari intensive listening ini. Terus memang intensive listening ini agak susah karena listening itu berfokus kepada detail huruf-hurufnya atau detail linguistiknya, makanya intensive listening ini memang agak sedikit susah. Okay, the next basic types is responsive listening. So responsive listening involves listening to a small amount of a language such as a command, question, or greeting. Nah, after listening, the student is expected to develop an appropriate short response.
So we will examine two examples of the use of responsive listening. The first one is open-ended response, and the second is suitable response. So open-ended response is when an open-ended item is used in responsive listening, and it involves the student listening to a question and provide an answer with the context of the question. For example, listener hear, "What country are you from?" So for answer, student must write the answer. And assessing the answer is determined by whether the student was able to develop an answer that is appropriate, and the open-ended nature of the question allow for creativity and expressive. Jadi dalam open-ended listening ini biasanya perintahnya itu si siswa ini disuruh untuk menulis jawabannya, ditulis di kertas bukan pilihan seperti itu. And the second is suitable response. Suitable response item often use multiple choices answer that the student select from in order to complete the question. Mungkin kalian sudah tahu contoh soal pilihan hidup seperti apa. Jadi suitable response ini bisa sering juga digunakan dalam bentuk soal pilihan ganda. Jadi soalnya pendek dan responnya juga pendek seperti itu. So remember, in responsive listening there are two examples that use in responsive listening. There are open-ended response to a question and suitable response to a question or multiple choice. Okay, the next basic type is selective listening. So selective listening is processing stress of discourse such as short monologues for several minutes in order to scan for certain information. The purpose of such performance is not necessarily to look for global or general meaning, but to be able to comprehend dissonant information in a context of longer stretch of spoken language, such as classroom direction from a teacher, TV, radio, news item, or stories. Now, assessment tasks in selective listening could ask students, for example, to listen a names, number, or grammatical category, direction, or certain fact and event. Nah, jadi dalam selective listening ini biasanya contohnya itu kita tuh dibacakan monolog pendek selama mungkin beberapa menit. Nah, jadi yang perlu kita scan, yang perlu kita cari itu biasanya adalah nama, terus ada nomor-nomor atau tanggal-tanggal yang ada di dalam monolog tersebut, terus grammatical kategorinya, bisa juga kejadian-kejadian yang ada di dalam monolog tersebut. And the example of selective listening task is listening close, or student fill in the blank, terus ada verbal information transfer, or student give MC verbal response, picture code information transfer, or student choose a picture, or chart completion, or student fit in a grid, sentence repetition, or student repeat stimulus sentence. Okay, the last basic types is extensive listening. So extensive listening is listening to develop a top-down or global understanding of spoken language. Extensive performance ranges from listening to a lengthy lectures to listening to a conversation and driving a comprehensive message or purpose. Listening for the keys, for the main idea, and making inference are all part of extensive listening. Nah, jadi si extensive listening ini lawannya dari intensive listening. Yang mana kalau intensive listening itu berfokus kepada kata, nah kalau extensive listening berfokus kepada pengetahuan kita terdahulu, global meaning yang kita miliki, seperti itu. Berbeda dengan selective listening tadi. Kalau selective listening lebih ke makna khususnya seperti nomor atau tanggal-tanggal yang dicari seperti nama. Nah, kalau extensive listening ini lebih panjang. Misalnya kita dibacakan monolog atau cerita atau apa. Nah, biasanya kita dibacakan 3 kali misalnya nih. Nah, terus tugasnya kita itu adalah menulis kembali apa yang dibacakan. Atau terkadang juga misalnya ada soal cerita atau soal naratif. Nah, biasanya siswa itu diminta kembali untuk retell, menceritakan kembali cerita yang mereka dengar. Nah, jadi kan itu memerlukan pengetahuan kita yang terdahulu, seperti itu si extensive listening ini. So, for full comprehension, test takers may at the extensive level to need to invoke interaction skill or perhaps note-taking, questioning and discussion. Listening that includes all four of the above types. Test taker actively participate in discussion, debates, conversation, role plays, and pair on a group work. And their listening performance must be intellectually integrated with speaking and perhaps other skill in the authentic gift and the communicative interchange. So that's all from me, and the next material will be explained by my friend.
Okay, the next is micro skills. The first is written chunks of language of different lengths in short-term memory. And second is discriminate among the distinctive sound of English. The third, recognize English stress pattern, word in stress and unstressed position, rhythmic structure, international contour, and their role in signaling information. The fourth is recognizing reduced form of words. The next is distinguish word boundaries, recognize core of words, and interpret word order pattern and their significance. Okay, next, the core skill is process speech at different rates of delivery. And 7 is process speech containing process, error, correction, and other performance variable. Next, recognize grammatical words classes like nouns, verb, etc., system pattern, roles, and elliptical forms. The next is detect sentence constituent and distinguish between major and minor constituent. And the last is recognize that a particular meaning may be expressed in different grammatical form. Okay, the next is macro skill. The first is recognize cohesive device in spoken discourse. And second, recognize the communicative function of utterance according to situation, participant, and goals. And the third is infer situation, participant, goal using real-world knowledge. And the fourth is from event, idea, etc. Describe it, predict outcomes, infer link and connection between event, reduce cause and effect, and detect such relation as main idea, supporting idea, new information, give information, generalization, and exemplification. Okay, the next is distinguish between literal and implied meaning. And use facial kinetic body language and other non-verbal clues to decipher meaning. And the last is develop to use a battery of listening strategies such as detecting keywords, guessing the meaning of word from context, appealing for help, and signaling comprehension of lecture.
Okay, next, designing assessment text. Number 1, intensive listening. Once you have determined objective, your next step is to design the text, including making discussion about how you will elicit performance and how you will accept the text taker to respond. Okay, we will look at text range from intensive listening performance, such as minimal phonic pair recognition, to intensive comprehension of language in communicative context. The focus in the section is on the micro scale of the intensive listening, recognizing phonological and morphological elements. A typical form of intensive listening at this level is the assessment of recognition of phonological and morphological elements of language. A classic test task gives a spoken stimulus and text takers to identify the stimulus from two or more choices, as in the following two examples. Phonemic pair constant. Text taker here, he's from California. Text taker read, he's from California and she's from California. Phonemic pair vowels. Text taker here, is he living? Text taker read, is he living? And is he living? In both cases above, minimal phonics discussion are a target. If you are testing recognition of morphology, you can use same the format. Okay, hearing the past tense morpheme in this sentence challenge even advanced learners, especially if not context is provided. Stress and unstressed word might also be addressed with the same rubrical in the following. For example, the request from contraction of cannot is tested. Stress pattern in can. Test taker here, my girlfriend can't go to party. Test taker read, my girlfriend can't go to the party. And my girlfriend can go to the party. Because they are the contact list, there's kind of text leave something to be desired in there authentically, but they are a step better than items that simply provide one word stimulus. For example, text taker here, fine. Text taker read, fine and wine. Okay, number 2, responsive listening. A question and answer format can provide some intransitivity in the slower and listening text. The text taker's response is the provide answer to question. Appropriate response to a question. Text taker here, how much time did you take to do your homework? Text taker read, A, in about an hour. B, about an hour. C, about hours. D, yes, I did. F, nah. The object of this item is recognition of the why question, how much, and is awkward response. Respond to a question. Text taker here, how much time did you take to do your homework? If open-ended response format gain a small amount of authenticity and creativity. They of course suffer some in the chair participant, as teacher must then which students respond, their appropriations, which take time. Okay, number 3 is selective listening. A third of listening performance is selective listening, in which the test taker listening to limit quantity of oral input must discern within it some specific information. A number of teaching quests have been used the required selective listening. Listening close text, sometimes called close dictation or partial dictation, require the test taker to listening to a story, monologue, or conversation and simultaneously read the written text in the which select word or phrases have been deleted. Close produce is most commonly associated with reading only. In its general form, the text contains of the passage in which every nothing word, typical every 70 word, is deleted and the text is skipped to supply an awkward word. In a listening close text taker see a transcript or passage that they are listening to and fill it the blank with the word phrases that they hear. At the last, listening close. Text taker here listening. Ladies and gentlemen, I now have some connecting information for those of you making connection to other figures out of San Francisco. Buffet scene of 6 to 4 line with the part of General 73 and 9:30 p.m. Listening close text should normally use an X-word method of swearing, in which you accept as a correct response only the actual word or phrase that is spoken and consider other appropriate word as incorrect. Such sternly is thwarting your objective. After all, to the listening conversion, not grammatical or lesson expectations. That's all for me. Next explanation with my friend.
4. Extensive listening. Drawing a clear distinction between any two of the categories of listening referred to here is problematic, but perhaps the biggest division is between selective and extensive listening. As we gradually move along the continuum from smaller to larger stretches of language and from micro to macro scale of listening, the probability of using more extensive listening techniques increases. It includes dictation, communicative stimulus and response text, and then authentic listening text. Here I will read the summary about our material. Assessing listening is a process of assessment conducted by a teacher to the student on the ability of students in listening. Listening has an important role both in daily life and in academic context, as it is crucial for people to sustain effective communication. And then, thanks for watching our videos from group 2. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.